Admiral Zephyros of the Hegemony Fleet sneered as he gazed upon the tactical display. 300 warships from 7 different species formed the largest armada the galaxy had ever assembled, all united by a single purpose: to finally crush the upstart human species that dared challenge the established order. "Look at them," he hissed to his bridge crew, his serpentine features twisting with disdain. "One pathetic ship. The humans send one vessel to face our entire fleet? Their arrogance knows no bounds." The lone Terran vessel hung in space like a dark omen against the star field. Unlike the sleek, crystalline ships of the Hegemony or the bioorganic vessels of the Swarm Collective, this human craft was brutally utilitarian, all-angular armor plating, jutting weapon arrays, and massive engine blocks that seemed to defy conventional physics. Commander Sarah Chun stood on the bridge of the TCS Maelstrom, humanity's first Hurricane-class battleship, watching the enemy formation with calculating eyes. Her crew of 200 moved with practiced efficiency around her, their faces grim but determined. They knew what was at stake, not just their lives, but the future of every human colony scattered across the outer rim. "Ma'am," reported Lieutenant Torres from the sensor station, "enemy fleet has completed their battle formation. Count is now 307 vessels, ranging from frigates to dreadnoughts. They're moving to surround us." Chun nodded calmly. "Excellent. That puts them right where we want them." She turned to her weapons officer. "Mr. Nakamura, are our Hurricane arrays fully charged?" "All batteries at maximum capacity, Captain. The fusion cores are running at 110% efficiency." The Hegemony had made their first mistake by underestimating human engineering. While alien species had spent millennia perfecting energy shields and exotic matter manipulation, humans had taken a different path, one forged in the crucible of their own violent history. They had perfected the art of destruction through brute force and overwhelming firepower. Admiral Zephyros opened a communication channel to the human vessel. His image appeared on the Maelstrom's main screen, a towering reptilian creature with glowing amber eyes and ceremonial armor that had been passed down through generations of Hegemony commanders. "Human vessel," he announced with theatrical arrogance, "you have violated 16 different interstellar treaties by establishing colonies in restricted sectors. Surrender now, and your deaths will be swift." Commander Chun stepped forward, her expression ice cold. "Admiral, I've got a counter-proposal. Withdraw your fleet immediately, and we won't turn every single one of your ships into expanding clouds of superheated plasma." Laughter erupted from the Hegemony bridge. "You dare threaten us? We are the inheritors of a 1,000-year empire. Our technology was ancient when your species was still learning to make fire." "Funny thing about fire," Chun replied with a dangerous smile, "we've gotten pretty good at making bigger ones." The alien admiral's eyes narrowed. "All ships, open fire. Show these primitives the price of defying the Hegemony." Energy beams lanced out from the surrounding fleet, enough concentrated firepower to glass a small planet. The attack struck the Maelstrom's armor, plating in brilliant cascades of light and fury. When the barrage ended, the human ship hung in space, completely unscathed. Shocked silence filled the Hegemony command channels. "Our scans must be wrong," whispered Admiral Zephyros. "Nothing could survive that bombardment." Commander Chun's voice cut through the comm channel like a blade. "Our turn." The Maelstrom came alive with devastating purpose. Hurricane-class weapons. Arrays massive magnetic acceleration cannons that use controlled fusion reactions as propellant swiveled toward their targets. Each gun was the size of a city block, capable of firing projectiles at significant fractions of light speed. "Fire! Pattern Alpha!" Chun commanded. The first volley erupted from the human battleship like the wrath of an angry god. 12 tungsten core projectiles, each one accelerated to devastating velocities, streaked across space faster than most sensors could track. They struck the lead Hegemony dreadnoughts with such kinetic force that the massive ships simply ceased to exist, vaporized in microseconds by impacts that released the energy equivalent of small nuclear weapons. "Impossible," gasped Admiral Zephyros as his fleet's most powerful vessels vanished from his tactical display. But the Maelstrom was just getting started. The Hurricane-class battleship began to rotate slowly, bringing different weapon arrays to bear. Storm-class missile pods opened like deadly flowers, releasing swarms of hunter-killer projectiles that locked onto enemy signatures with ruthless efficiency. Point defense arrays designed to stop asteroidal bombardments turned their attention to the lighter enemy vessels, shredding frigates and destroyers with streams of hypervelocity rounds. The alien fleet tried to retreat, but they had made their second fatal mistake surrounding the human ship meant they were now perfectly positioned for the Maelstrom's most devastating weapon system. "Prepare the Tempest Array," Chun ordered Dot in the heart of the human battleship. Massive generators began to spin up power levels that would have been impossible with conventional technology. Humanity's greatest breakthrough hadn't been in energy, weapons, or exotic shields. It had been in learning to harness the fundamental forces that powered stars themselves. The Tempest Array fired. A controlled fusion reaction, magnetically contained and directed, erupted from the Maelstrom in all directions. The weapon didn't discriminate. It consumed everything within a 50-kilometer radius in nuclear fire. Enemy ships caught in the blast were instantly atomized, while those at the periphery found their hulls melting like ice in a furnace. When the stellar fury finally subsided, Admiral Zephyros found himself commanding the scattered remnants of what had once been the mightiest fleet in galactic history. Of his 307 ships, fewer than 30 remained, and most of those were heavily damaged and fleeing at maximum speed. The Maelstrom hung in space like a dark angel of destruction, its armor plating still unmarked, its weapons arrays already swiveling to track the retreating survivors. "Commander," Chun's voice echoed across all emergency frequencies. "This is Commander Sarah, Chun of the Terran Colonial Navy. Let this be a message to every species in this galaxy. Humanity claims its right to exist among the stars. Any who challenge that right will face the hurricane, and none who face the hurricane survive." The few remaining hegemony ships disappeared into hyperspace, carrying with them news that would reshape galactic politics forever. The age of easy conquest was over. Humanity had arrived, and they had brought the storm. Asterisk.